Most professionals who sail the wide seas of instructional design use some form of the ADDIE model. This presentation will use real-world examples from my instructional design project to give context. In the analysis stage, we determine where we want our learners to end up and what outcomes we'll have as a result of instruction. In order to accomplish this goal, we must understand our target audience. That means in education, you ask questions such as, what should my students already know? What skills do they have or what do they lack? What social skills do they have? What other limiting factors might influence my students or this course? It's very good to build on previous work that has already been developed for the curriculum or design or lesson planning that you're doing. Since the ADDIE model outlines a cyclical process, analysis can be informed by other stages. Making educated adjustments to instruction based on activities such as my Temple of Doom activity, where students team up to find a safe path through a series of shapes drawn on the ground, gives meaningful insight that can inform instructional design choices. Which brings us to the next step in the ADDIE process, design. The purpose of design is to outline specific learning objectives and make sure that we understand not only what the goals are, but how we're going to get there along the way. This requires developing a timeline and matching those learning objectives to particular places in the timeline. A common mistake in this stage is when instructional designers choose to use existing materials without matching them appropriately to their learning outcomes. This is much like a train conductor who chooses not to pay attention to where the turns are on the track, which can cause derailing. The purpose of the development stage is to create or organize existing materials to match the previously created timeline and learning outcomes. It's important at this stage to attribute others' materials appropriately and also to remember to create targeted assessments that can help to assess student learning outcomes. I once designed a lovely 4-hour course on quadratics. It was pretty good material and I thought it was engaging. Unfortunately, it was presented to students in a 12-page manual that had almost no pictures. The wall of text flooded over the students and they got washed away into the land of distractions and dreamings that students are wont to attend. This outlines the need for the previous steps before development occurs. Implementation is where the rubber hits the road, or rather where the design hits the learners. In this stage, we make sure that learners, instructors, and the learning environment are prepared for learning. If any one of these three components is not prepared, we get the train wreck or the scratching head signpost syndrome. Instructional design is continually improved by evaluation. This requires obtaining evaluation data, making decisions based on that data, and then making appropriate adjustments. In education, one of the best ways to do that is to observe and be observed by other educators, as by using a pineapple chart. As this process is iterated, instructional design can become truly polished. Thanks for watching.